approximately 10 days since the Air Zimbabwe started operating the route from Harare to London. Already there is cancellation of trips. It's one disorder after another. Let's remember that this is not a flight that is owned by the government of Zimbabwe. It's a deal, and it may be a deal not necessarily benefiting Air Zimbabwe or the citizens of Zimbabwe, but always Zwikanandas who are in control of the economy of Zimbabwe as we are speaking, a minority group of individuals, running the state affairs with Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Greetings and welcome on a lovely weekend to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Within 10 days of its operation, as Zimbabwe is already full of drama, as the passengers yesterday began to note. Just 10 days since it started to operate, there were cancellations. There are still cancellations. A new route has to be written. That is part of the characteristics of the regime of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. And this is what 2030 term extension is all about. Disorder, one disorder after another. So as Zimbabwe's newly relaunched Harare to London service suffered its first cancellation within 10 days on Friday, dealing an early setback to the nation's carrier efforts to win back customers after a 14-year absence. The 2011 departure was cancelled following what staff described to frustrated passengers as an issue with one of our crew members. This publication understands that one of the pilots assigned to the wait list Airbus, that is 300, reported sick. The airline is currently operating the route using outsourced capacity under an arrangement with Spanish carrier Plus Ultra, which supplies both the aircraft and the crew. With no standby pilot available in Harare, the flight could not depart. In a statement issued Saturday, Air Zimbabwe said the flight had been postponed due to operational reasons. The Harare to London service is now scheduled to depart at 9 p.m. On Saturday, arriving at London Gatwick at 6 a.m. on Sunday. The return leg, initially set to leave London on Saturday, will now depart at 8 a.m. on Sunday and is expected to land in Harare at 7 p.m. The same day. With the aircraft now positioned in Harare, the airline is hoping to resume normal operations within the next schedule departure to London on Sunday night. Air Zimbabwe operates 3 weeks flights on the route, departing Harare on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Friday, with return service from London on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday. So that is the latest development to the Air Zimbabwe flight, which is actually flying from Harare to London. It was confronted already at its early stages with disaster. Passengers expecting to depart from Zimbabwe couldn't do so because we are told that there was an operational issue, specifically the pilot who was supposed to actually take charge, operate the airline, reported sick at work, and that on its own caused the disorder that we witnessed. Yeah, that is absolutely ZANU-PF for you, typical of ZANU-PF. And this is actually a mirror of what things could possibly be in Zimbabwe, especially if Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa regime would be allowed to lead Zimbabwe, as it is the case at the moment. That is why, beginning from yesterday, Zimbabweans should ask themselves tougher questions. Should we sit down and watch this regime climbing on top of us without anything, without any reaction? That is the mind-boggling question. There is an urgent need for Zimbabweans to rescue their country. There is absolutely no one who will rescue Zimbabwe except Zimbabweans. ZANU-PF has proven beyond reasonable doubt that it cannot lead this country, and that is why we found ourselves in this predicament. There is an urgent need really for Zimbabweans to think twice and begin to rise up and stand and be counted. Otherwise, we're going to be listening to these very depressing stories on a daily basis. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Wakanqobo Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Meet on the other side of the live broadcast, definitely. As